Hello football fans, welcome to United Home. Here you'll get breaking transfer news, match updates, and exclusive inside training content. Show your support by liking the video, commenting your thoughts, sharing with other fans, and subscribing to join the United Home family. Manchester United player ratings versus Crystal Palace as Bruno Fernandes and Benjamin Sesko. Excellent. Michael Carrick continued his unbeaten start to life as Man UTD head coach, as his side overturned a first-half deficit to beat Crystal Palace 2-1. Manchester United moved up to third in the Premier League table after they came from behind to beat Crystal Palace 2-1 at Old Trafford and edge closer to a return to the Champions League next season. Palace made a fast start and were ahead inside 4 minutes when Maxence Lacroix lost Lenny Yoro and sent a free header from Brennan Johnson's corner past Senna Lamens. United were poor in the first half, but when Lacroix was sent off for holding Matthias Cunha in the penalty area soon after the break, it handed them a lifeline, with Bruno Fernandes scoring from the spot. Fernandes then turned provider, sending in a brilliant cross from which Benjamin Sesko headed past Dean Henderson. This is how the United players rated at Old Trafford. Senna Lamens, couple of solid saves from Ismail Assar and comfortable with the ball at his feet, but didn't have that much to do. 7 Diogo Dalot, a poor first half when he struggled defensively and gave the ball away far too often, but stepped up a level after the break. 6 Lenny Yoro, lost Lacroix for the goal and gave the ball away too easily. Jørgen Strand Larsen fancied his chances against him, and another learning curve for the defender. 5 Harry Maguire, best of the bunch at the back, showed his experience when up against Strand Larsen and tried to help Yoro out. 7 Luke Shaw, looked gutted at picking up a first injury of the season on his 28th successive start in the Premier League. Had a poor game before that, and Palace exploited space behind him. 4 Casemiro, short of options in the first half and struggled when pressed by Palace. Should have scored, but got better as the pressure on him eased. 6 Kobbie Mainoo, found it tough going against Adam Wharton in the first half, but much better after the break and showed his tenacity a couple of times defensively. 7 Bryan Mbeumo, had his moments when United struggled in the first half, but not at his best for the majority of the game. 6 Bruno Fernandes, started slowly, but began to take responsibility at the end of the first half. Cool with the penalty and delivered a brilliant cross for Sesko. 8 Matthias Cunha, clever to win the penalty from Lacroix after a disappointing first half performance. Playing too narrow at times and doesn't look comfortable on the left. 7 Benjamin Sesko, bullet header to put United ahead. Won his share of headers from crosses and looks a real threat in the penalty area at the moment. 8 Noussair Mazraoui, key defensive header in the first half and solid in his longest appearance for a while. 7 Ahmad, lively off the bench and looked keen to prove a point. 7 Aiden, heaven, little time to make an impact. 6 Joshua Zirkzee, little time to make an impact. 6 Michael Carrick praises Manchester United's unsung hero. Some good gains. Michael Carrick's backroom staff at Man United have been a huge asset since his appointment as interim head coach. Michael Carrick has praised Travis Binion and his coaching staff for their really good work at Carrington. Carrick has secured 16 points from a possible 18 since his appointment as interim head coach. The 44-year-old picked up the Premier League's Manager of the Month award for January, but when the accolade was announced, Carrick said, "Let's be honest, it's not just about me, really. It's about everyone, you know. It's about the staff, the coaching staff, the backroom staff, the players definitely." Carrick's coaching staff have made an impact. Steve Holland joined to work as Carrick's assistant, while Jonathan Woodgate, Johnny Evans and Binion have worked as first-team coaches. Sources who have observed training sessions have described the strong chemistry among the backroom staff. Before Binion joined Carrick's staff, his official title in the academy was Head of Player Development and Coaching. Binion was under-21 manager, but stepped up to help Darren Fletcher when he was caretaker. When Benjamin Sesko spoke to reporters after the 1-0 win against Everton, he credited Binion for helping him with individual coaching. Carrick's staff have targeted one-on-one training to unlock improvement from specific members of the squad, and Binion is playing a big part in that process. Carrick was asked about Binion's work and responded, "The coaches are doing some really great work. You know, I'm sitting here and kind of answering the questions, but there's a lot of work that goes on kind of underneath that. And it's been a big focus of ours, to be honest, in terms of individuals and narrowing things down and trying to help the players. I think I spoke that from the start, trying to develop them, and Trav's been a big part of that in so many ways, as Steve, Woody and Johnny have, and Craig Pawson. I think it's a bit of everything really, a little bit on the pitch, a little bit one-on-one, a little bit in the meeting room. And as much as everything, just conversations and relationships and connections and support, you know, I think is important. Like, we try and provide for all the players. It's not always easy to just flick a switch and perform. So there's so many different elements that we try and provide the support and help for to get improvement and trying to push the players to be better. And I think we've made some good gains in some of those instances. When asked whether Binion was solely responsible for the individual work with the forwards at Carrington, Carrick responded, "We kind of split it up. Naturally, it takes its course, I think. Any coaching team, you try and spread it. So, again, building relationships a little bit, having eyes on certain things. And I think it helps with the players to know and feel that connection with certain coaches, to then really kind of invest in that improvement process, really. And so Trav has done a bit of work, quite a bit of work with the forwards, sometimes as a unit, sometimes as a group, sometimes as individuals. So it's just constant, really, and trying to keep improving. Carrick wants to continue improving the team's style as well. I think it always evolves. You know, it's never perfect. I've said that I've always kind of hoped for more. He said about the team's philosophy so far. I think part of it's understanding of how kind of little time we've kind of been together, and sometimes it's going to go well and there's going to be times where it doesn't quite click so much. I think not to be over picky and over harsh on certain things, and actually taking perspective and a bigger picture is important for us. But yeah, I think we're in a good place. In some ways, we've made big strides, winning games that we might not have won at other times, played some good football at times, things to improve at times. Marcus Rashford reaches agreement to leave Manchester United after crunch meeting. Marcus Rashford is spending the season on loan at Barcelona after leaving Manchester United last summer, and the move is set to be made permanent at the end of the campaign. Marcus Rashford has reportedly moved a step closer to leaving Manchester United on a permanent deal to join Barcelona. The forward left Old Trafford last summer to join the La Liga giants on a loan deal until the end of the season, which also includes an option to make the move permanent. Rashford has been enjoying his time at the Camp Nou this season, scoring 10 goals and providing 13 assists so far this term. Barcelona have the option of signing Rashford on a permanent basis at the end of the loan spell this summer.